Peace. This is Love of Love Oneness, and I'm coming at you guys tonight to discuss peaceful disagreements. First, let me just begin with saying that I am a very big advocate of love. I love it in all its forms. Specifically, though, I am one to help to create tools and ideas and perspectives maybe on Black relationships and Black love, because sometimes we are the ones that lack the tools and need the tools the most. So with that being said, let's talk about relationships and arguments. So many times in arguments, we are so concerned on emphasizing our own points of view that we forget to try to listen and understand the other person's point of view. And because we're so caught up in our own emotions and caught up in our own feelings, our emotions can run high, and things can get out of control, and they can get out of control quickly. And so, what I would like to offer tonight is an alternative to that. Something that my love and I use, some of our tools that we use when we need to discuss things that are very important, things that have the potential to ignite an argument and sometimes an explosion. Thankfully, from the very beginning, we discussed that we never wanted to explode on each other, that we wanted to be able to hear each other, understand each other's point of view, and try to be compassionate and loving in all our pursuits. So one of the things that I get a lot from my clients is that things can get out of control very quickly. And when things are out of control, things like name calling happens, degrading, disrespect happens. And the problem with that is that when those things happen, then those are the things that tend to stick with us the most after the argument is done and over with. It's not so much what the argument was about that causes us pain or hurt. It's the things that were said through the argument. So, when we cursing each other out and calling each other, names or things of that, taking things that we know will purposefully hurt the other person, those are the things that last with us beyond when the argument is over. So, one of the things that I would like to advise is that we learn to remember that we are talking to somebody that we love when we're having a discussion or a disagreement. That needs to be the first and foremost thing, because if we keep in our minds that we love this person that we're talking to, then we're more likely not to degrade them, and we're more likely not to degrade them and less likely to hurt them. And I think about it as talking like, when you talk to a child, especially a young child, you're not saying anything to that young child that you want to hurt them with. You're saying things to prevent them from hurting themselves, or trying to find ways to encourage them. So that's my first point. The second point is that if you know that this can lead to an argument, then we should first take the time to calm ourselves and calm our emotions down. That means walking away if necessary from the conversation, because nobody can make you get in an argument with them if you walk away. Nobody can make you scream and fuss and fight if you're taking the time to remain calm. Nobody can make you comment. while they're talking. Nobody can make you do those things. So what I suggest is take control of the things that you have control of, which is yourself. And so that means, walking away, maybe taking a shower or a bath, a healing bath. Just taking some time to collect yourself and your emotions so that you are able to at least maintain some control of yourself, your emotions, and hopefully the situation. Let's see, what else? Oh, and one of the things that I love to do when I know that I need to have a real discussion with my love is to create the atmosphere. And what I mean by that is setting the atmosphere in a way that will encourage peace, encourage love, encourage listening, and encourage having an open mind. For me, the way I create these situations is to, I'll light a candle. It could be a votive or a tea light. It doesn't have to be like a 7-day candle. I'll light a candle and an incense and sage the room out. And I will also call on the ancestors and ask the ancestors just to be within the midst of the conversation that we're getting ready to have and help us both to open our minds and our hearts to the conversation, to each other's perspectives, that we gain more insight and awareness into each other as the conversation takes place. One of the things that I think we all sometimes make the mistake of perpetrating or perpetuating is that everyone must agree with us. Everyone must agree with what I say. And the problem with that is that many times we don't even agree with ourselves. So how can we expect anybody else to agree with us if we can't even agree with ourselves? And so instead of trying to push your opinions on others, it can help to try to see other people's perspectives on a situation. It gives you more insight and clarity, especially when it comes down to the way people would react to certain things. So I say create the atmosphere for the discussion. And sometimes, in order to remember that we love each other, that it's best to take some time of silence. And what I mean by that is instead of rushing into the argument, instead of rushing into trying to find this solution or have this confrontation, take some time to relax and and release the stress of the situation. A great way of doing that is one, to be silent. You don't say anything, he doesn't say anything, or your partner doesn't say anything. Just be silent. Don't say a word to each other. And create a healing chamber. I like to create a healing chamber in my bath. And so I will, run my bath and add Epsom salts and sea salts and essential oils, crystals to the bath, sage the bathroom out, add candlelight. I will call on the ancestors, of course. And some essential oils that I find to be really good is lavender, because it's calming and it's relaxing. And I like rose personally because it reminds me of love. It reminds me to be loving and gentle. So you want those kind of essential oils in the bath. So because once again, you want to get to a place that is calm. Like you want to be a calm, loving, peaceful energy when having discussions. And so, oh yeah, the bath. So yeah, you take a bath and your love takes a bath with you. But the entire time you're remaining silent. And so you are taking the time to wash each other, which has created intimacy and is bringing you back to a place of remembering that you love this person. You're washing each other, you're looking into each other's eyes. You are allowing the bath to release the energy of anger and hurt or pain. Release that into the bath. And then once the bath is finished and you both are back into a state of harmony, then come into having the discussion about whatever it is you need to talk about. That will also create a sense of peace among you both. And ultimately, what you want to be able to do is find a way to absorb the perspective of your partner. When you're talking to your partner, it's less about your own perspective and more about the other person's perspective. Not to say that what you feel is not important, but if you both go into it trying with the state of mind that I'm gonna try to understand their perspective as well, it'll give you insight into what you're feeling, and you both should be able to then navigate into finding a solution. And that's the ultimate point, is that there's ways to have conversations with people and have disagreements with people without it being fiery, rageful, hurtful. And the only things that it takes is to stay away from disrespect, to stay away from degrading each other, to not try to force your ideas, understanding that everybody is different individuals and that they have the right to their opinion, they have the right to their perspective the same way you do. But in trying to engage in conversations or disagreements, the only way somebody can really truly see or feel where you're coming from is when you're calm. People don't hear you when you're screaming. People don't hear you when you're yelling. People don't hear you when you're, in your attitude or being smart or extra sarcastic. Like, that puts up a defense mechanism. And once that defense mechanism comes up, it's very hard to go through it or over it or around it. It's incredibly hard because now they're in defense mode. And once one is in defense mode, naturally the other one is going to be in defense mode. So we don't want to be defensive against our loves. We want to harmonize with them. And so one of my suggestions is find ways to harmonize and create peaceful environments and atmospheres in the midst of something that has the potential to be very chaotic and even explosive. This was my second video. The first video was freezing, so let's hope this video doesn't freeze. But anyway, that's my little perspective on peaceful disagreements. So until the next time, peace.